Hello, everyone. It's Carl from We Are Rideshare. I've had a pretty interesting past couple weeks. If you do Flexdrive through Lyft and you rely on Lyft for your full income to support your family, this video you need to pay attention to because I support my family with the sole Lyft income. It's my only job. I work at full time. I make pretty good money doing it. It's what I do. I help people do the same thing. I try to, anyways. But I had an experience that I haven't experienced with. I've never dealt with it before with doing Lyft. A elderly woman, about 75 years old, hit me while I was parked, waiting to turn, standing still. So it wasn't a real bad accident. I didn't have anybody in the vehicle at the time, and I wasn't working. It was just a little ding. It wasn't a big deal. There was still damage on both vehicles. But what happened afterwards, I would have done a little bit differently than what I did if have I known what was going to happen. So what happens is after you get into an accident, no matter how big it is, if you're not at fault, you're not going to get a ticket, and Lyft isn't going to find out that you've been in that accident if it's not that bad, if you're not at fault. If you're the one that did get the ticket, they're gonna know and it's gonna go on your license and they're gonna find out and blah blah blah. But anyways, I reported it right away, right after it happened. As soon as it happened, I called the police, reported it, got a police statement. I then contacted Lyft. I told Lyft what happened as far as the number we're supposed to call, report an accident. They asked me to instantly right after that, they instantly lock your account. You are not going to do a Lyft after that for however long it's going to be until you take care of what you need to take care of. But as soon as you call, they lock your Lyft account and they ask you to take photos and photos of the other person's vehicle. It's a little thing on the app that is step by step. In some cases, when the damage is smaller than a frisbee size, they'll clear you and they'll let you work until you take the vehicle in. That's not all cases. That's under small little dents. This happened on a Friday evening, so it's the worst time it could have happened, which means I had to wait till all weekend to even talk to Lyft down at the hub to find out, what to do. So I waited all weekend. I couldn't work. Went down to Lyft Monday, the hub, told him what happened. Michigan is a no-fault state, so I'm responsible for everything, even though she hit me while I was parked and sitting still, waiting to turn. I wasn't in park, I was in drive, so, whatever. But it's a no-fault state, so I had to pay the $500 deductible, and then, it's 250 to, they already had 250 deposit, so I had to pay another 250 for the $500 deductible. But I had to wait to pay the other 350. I had to wait a full week until my Lyft app caught up, is what they said at the hub, which they made me do. I had to wait a whole week until it caught up. Then they had me go back down there and I had to pay it, and then I had to pay another 250 on top of that, so 750 total came out of my pocket because of this woman hitting me while I was just standing still. This is why I'm making this video, because it's important for people to know about this process. So, all right, I go down to the hub and I tell him what's going on. This is my main income, blah, 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 begging him, please help me out. Kevin down at the Detroit hub, whatever. He's not very friendly. He basically said I had to turn in the car, wait a week, and then he would have a car ready for me when I came back a week later and paid all the money. I did that. They didn't have a car. They got mad with me, told me I had to, rent one, lease one through the website, through the app again, whatever. I got it all taken care of. But anyways, that's not the point of this. It's not that. The point is there was a gap of about 2 weeks that I had to go without working and getting paid. So that's 2 weeks without my family getting income, and it's a nightmare. So I can only imagine someone else going through this like I am, that's in the same situation. It's just a lot of people probably don't make it back out on the road after they have an accident. So I looked into it because as long as you learn something from your mistakes, it's worth it, I guess. So there is a couple sites out there you can find. There's a site out there that I forget, it's Corvi, I believe. I'll look it up and I'll post it on my webpage, on my group page. But you have to have a 4.8 and above, and you pay a weekly premium, and if something like this happens, they pay up to $10,000 of your lost wages. So I highly recommend looking into something like this if this is a full-time gig, if you support your family with this, because it's not just you that's driving that something like this could happen to, it's anybody, because it wasn't my fault. Some old lady just hit me. It was the worst time possible. I just put in my 30-day notice to move. So that's 2 weeks that I had to deal with without getting paid, almost 3 weeks. Now I have to move within 2 weeks, find a place, make them enough money for deposit, blah, 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 and then go to court to try and get money from this lady, blah, blah, blah. So please, if you do Flexdrive, or you know someone that does Flexdrive and they lease through Lyft and they use this as full time, please let them share this video with them. Let them watch this, or make them watch it. So you need to know. So just be careful. The things I would have done differently is I don't recommend this, so please don't think that I'm recommending this. But I would have waited past the weekend, and I would have waited to report it until Monday. That way I would have made money all weekend long, and I could have been prepared more for having 2 weeks off. So if I would have known I was going to get locked out, it wasn't that bad, it was just a dent, so I would have done that differently. But I'm not recommend doing that. I did everything right. I recommend you doing everything right too. Don't get in trouble. But just please heed my warning. Look up the Corvi app. Join We Are Rideshare. Join my Facebook page. It's on there. I do videos to help people out. This is what I do. This is why I do it, for this video, for this reason, to get the word out so people are warned more of the process about what happens and how much of a big deal it is. So We Are Rideshare. Share the video, get the word out, get as many people to join my Facebook as possible. Join, the more people the better. So I look forward to seeing a bunch of new people on the page. I'm getting new people every week. It's going in the right path. I apologize for the 2-week gap. My schedule got all pushed back, like I said, because of all this, but I learned something, and a lot of other people are going to learn something too in turn. So stay safe out there, guys, and I'll see you around.